Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India is a spellbinding mosaic of culture, tradition, languages and an extraordinary mingling civilization. Keeping its age-old culture maintained, today the country is taking huge strides in the path of development. Hello, I'm your host Uzma Jafri, and today in our episode of My India, we bring you some of the stories that will give a glimpse of our country's diversity. India has a long history of arts and crafts. Every part of the country has its own unique cultural ethos, which is manifested in the handicrafts of that particular region. To nurture and preserve these traditional handicrafts and art forms and provide them with a market and an opportunity, Hunar Haat was recently organized in Puducherry. Have a look.
Hunar Haat is a celebration of the beautiful craftsmanship of India, the diverse art forms in the country and skilled artisans. First launched in 2016, the Haat has been conceptualized to protect and promote the country's ancestral legacy of arts and crafts in the current global competition and to support the traditional artisans and craftsmen. This year, 36th Hunar Haat has been organized at Old Port Crown, Puducherry from February 11 to 22 with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's directions to the Ministries of Work for Atmanirbhar Bharat and Vocal for Local.
यहाँ पे सभी हस्तकारीगर आपको पूरे भारत में से मिलेंगे और डिफरेंट टाइप के क्राफ्ट्स हैं, जैसे एम्ब्रॉयडरी है, मेरा है, ब्लॉक प्रिंटिंग है, फिर कारपेट है, वीविंग है, सब तरीके का वुडन क्राफ्ट है, मास्टर सब क्राफ्ट कारीगर आए हुए हैं, तो आप ज़रूर यहाँ पे आइए सब लोग.
The artisans participating in the Hunar Haat exhibitions are those whose forefathers were involved in such traditional handmade work and are still continuing their profession. This year, more than 600 artisans and craftsmen from more than 30 states and UTs are participating in the Hunar Haat, and a total of 300 stalls are set up in the event. Every corner of the country is endowed with various kinds of indigenous articrafts made with wood, glass, bamboo, cloth, paper and different other materials. A simple walk in the Hunar Haat can take visitors through a myriad of artistic specimens across clothes, handicrafts, accessories and traditional food. Beautiful crafts made of various types of wood arts by the artisans are being liked by all people as their fine carving are making them more attractive and elegant. The visitors are also encouraging the artisans and craftsmen by making large-scale purchases of indigenous products.
मैं उत्तर प्रदेश मुरादाबाद से आया हूँ. मैं अपने मेटल का बना हुआ सामान लेकर आया हूँ जो होम में डेकोरेट में काम में आता है. ये सब पूरा का पूरा सारा का सारा सामान हैंडमेड से बना हुआ होता है. यहाँ पे हुनर हाट में हमारे ये अलग अलग कारीगर आए हुए हैं. ये 300 यहाँ पे 300 स्टॉल है, 11 फरवरी से लेकर 22 फरवरी तक है.
During the last 7 years, lakhs of artisans and craftsmen have been provided employment opportunities through the event. Apart from making a market to indigenous product, Hunar Haat exhibitions also showcase various cultural and musical programs by renowned artists. This year, the event is subject to strict compliance of COVID rules, and the organizers have made adequate arrangements keeping in mind the pandemic situation.
India is home to a number of different cultures, ethnicities and religious communities that reside here peacefully. Examples of this harmonious coexistence could be easily spotted in every nook and corner of the country. Today we will take you to Srinagar city of Jammu and Kashmir, where a deaf Muslim man is taking care of a Hindu temple.
A small Shiv temple situated in the Zabrawan hills of Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir has become the talk of the town. The reason behind it is the caretaker of the temple named Nisar Ahmed Alai, who despite of being a Muslim has been taking care of the holy site for months.
ये जो मंदिर है, ये जो आप देख रहे हैं, यहाँ पे एक शिव जी का मंदिर है, जो कि ईश्वर में एक आश्रम है, ईश्वर आश्रम है, जो यहाँ के हेड है वहाँ पे इंद्र कृष्ण रैना, वही इसकी देखभाल करते हैं. और इसकी जो देखभाल करते हैं हमारी मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी के लोग करते हैं, निसार अहमद.
Alai is a specially abled person who is visually and hearing impaired. But despite of his shortcomings, Alai takes care of this temple with utmost determination and responsibility. Alai's father took care of the temple for 6 years. After him, Alai proceeded and takes care of the temple, including its cleaning and protection. Locals believe this temple is a sign of Kashmir's mutual brotherhood.
ये तो पुरानी बात है। यहाँ पे कश्मीरी हर एक मज़हब को यहाँ पे रेस्पेक्ट करते हैं। हर एक मज़हब को यहाँ पे कोई भी हिंदू हो या क्रिश्चियन हो, कोई भी है, यहाँ पे हर एक मज़हब को रेस्पेक्ट करते हैं।
It is due to examples like these that the world remains awestruck with India's ability to stay united despite its diversity.
Now a roundup of some of the major stories that made news recently.
Indian Space Research Organisation launched 3 satellites into the lower orbit of the Earth at an altitude of 529 km from Satish Dhawan Space Center along the eastern coast. The satellite was lifted by PSLV C-52 Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. The main payload was EOS-04 Earth Observation Satellite, a radar imaging satellite for high-quality pictures to serve agricultural purpose, forestry and plantations, soil moisture and hydrology, and flood mapping. ISRO Chief S. Somnath congratulated the teams involved and declared the mission a success after precise separations and establishments of satellites in the intended orbits.
The mission of PSLV C-52 EOS-04 has been successfully accomplished. The primary satellite EOS-04 has been put in a very precise orbit by the PSLV C-52, and along with that the co-passenger satellites INS-2D and INSPIRE-SAT also has been placed in the right orbit. So congratulations to everybody who worked for this mission.
The flight also took 2 more passenger satellites with it, a student satellite INSPIRE-SAT and a technology demonstrator satellite INS-T2D from ISRO, which is a predecessor to India-Bhutan joint satellite INS-2B. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is bullish about India's space research program and has repeatedly lauded the effort of his scientists. Indian Institute of Skiing and Mountaineering in Jammu and Kashmir's winter sports hub of Gulmarg is training the youth of the valley and the country in various adventure sports. The state-of-the-art adventure school offers basic and advanced courses in skiing, adventure, rock climbing, aero sports, trekking, mountaineering and water skiing among others.
जहाँ हम एडवेंचर के अलग-अलग टाइप के कोर्सेज करते हैं। विंटर में बेसिकली स्कीइंग के ऊपर एम्फेसिस दिया जाता है। तो विंटर में हम 6 कोर्सेज 2 हफ्ते के हर कोर्स होता है, 6 कोर्सेज करते हैं। उसमें बेसिक भी होता है, एडवांस भी होता है, इंटरमीडिएट कोर्स भी होता है, जिसमें ऑल ओवर कंट्री के स्टूडेंट जो है आके पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं।
Jammu and Kashmir is a well-known tourist destination for winter activities such as snowboarding, skating, sledge rides, gondola jaunts, cable car rides, snow skiing, making tourism one of the mainstays of state's economy. Mango traders auctioned the most expensive mango in 50 years in western India's Pune city. The crate of Ratnagiri Alfonso mango, one of the most popular and considered best mango varieties in the world, was sold at 31,000 rupees per crate during the auction. The buyer Yuvraj Kachi said it was for the first time since such a tradition of auctioning of season's first mangoes began that the prices went so high.
अभी ये शुरुआत के आम है, ये हर साल पहली बार जब मार्केट में आम आते हैं तो इसका बाज़ार ऐसे ही तरह से निकलता है, क्योंकि इसको ये दिखाने के बाद आगे के जो बाज़ार चलता है, जो 2 महीने में बाज़ार आने वाला है, लॉट आने वाला है, माल चलने वाला है, उस टाइम पे गिराहक ज़्यादा चाहिए, गिराहक बिठाने का काम रहता है। इसके लिए पहला माल का जो बोली बनता है सबके सामने, इसके लिए इतना महंगा होता है। ये साल पहली बार इतनी महंगी बोली लगा के ये लेना पड़ा।
The auctioning started from 5,000 rupees and went on to Kachi winning the bid for 31,000 rupees. He went on to buy 4 more boxes later at 124,000 rupees. Traders say this is a part of tradition at the mango market. All traders want to buy the first box of Ratnagiri mangoes, and it is believed that whoever takes first box, prosperity and wealth comes to him.
Jammu and Kashmir has been the land of great Sufi saints and mystics. The teachings of these Sufi saints have acted as a guidance force for many citizens. Recently, the Urs of Sufi Saint Ghulam Nabi Khan was organized in Anantnag district of the Union Territory, which brought together people of all faiths under one roof.
Situated among the snow-clad pastures of Anantnag district, the Dargah of Ghulam Nabi Khan is an epicenter of religious harmony. Regarded as one of the oldest dargahs in the district, the dargah gives out loud the message of peace, kindness and brotherhood. To perpetuate his teachings of oneness and communal harmony, the Urs of the Sufi saint was recently organized at the shrine that was attended by people of different faiths.
सूफी बुज़ुर्गों की अगर हम बात करें तो सूफी बुज़ुर्गों का हमेशा से यही दरस रहा है कि मिलजुल कर रहे, हमसाये का ख्याल रखे, चाहे वो हिंदू हो या मुसलमान हो। हिंदू मुस्लिम भाईचारा जो है वो इन्हीं की देन है और इन्हीं की वजह से आज पूरे कायनात में अगर देखा जाए तो भाईचारे की एक मिसाल कश्मीर है। और ये सब कुछ सूफी बुज़ुर्गों का सिखाया हुआ है, जो पूरी दुनिया में प्रचार हो रहा है कि भाईचारे की मिसाल बनी हुई है कश्मीरवादी, ये इन्हीं का सब कुछ सिखाया हुआ है।
Also known as Ibn Fida, Nabi Khan was the younger son of Lassa Khan Fida, a popular Sufi saint of Kashmir Valley. Devotees from different parts of the valley came together to celebrate the Urs by resounding and reciting verses of the Holy Quran and Naats. Authorities had made arrangement for devotees under COVID protocols, and administration made sure that only a limited number of devotees participate in the Urs.
आज ये जो हमारे एनुअल यहाँ सूफीज़म का एक कल्चर यहाँ होता है, हमारे कल्चर में इसने 700 ईयर से चलता आ रहा है और हमारे अनंतनाग में फेमस एक ज़ियारत है जहाँ पे आए और SOPs का बहुत ही अच्छा पालन किया गया, सैनिटाइजर्स प्रॉपर अरेंजमेंट था, जितने भी स्टैंडर्ड अप्रोच प्रोसीजर्स हैं वो सबों ने फॉलो किए हैं। जो मैनेजमेंट में यहाँ की ज़ियारत की उनने बहुत ही अच्छे प्रोटोकॉल के साथ इस दिन को आज मनाया है।
For the last several years, the Dargah of Ghulam Nabi Khan has been playing a key role in strengthening secularism and promoting harmony amongst all religions.
And now we will take you to Ladakh, where the 15th CEC Women's Ice Hockey Championship was organized recently. Take a look.
The territory of Ladakh not only serves as a perfect destination for spending holidays in the winter season, but also for enjoying a wide variety of winter sports. Ladakh being the hub of ice hockey in the country, the 15th CEC Cup Ice Hockey Championship 2022 was recently organized in Ladakh. Due to the pandemic, all matches had been kept on a knockout basis.
अभी तकरीबन 30 साल से हम लद्दाख विंटर स्पोर्ट्स क्लब इस आइस हॉकी को प्रमोट कर रहे हैं। तो हमने देखा हुआ है कि पहले हम करजू एक पॉन्ड में खेला करते थे, जो साइड बोर्ड भी नहीं थे, उस समय सिर्फ प्लैंक्स लगा के खेला करते थे। अभी उस 30 साल के बाद आप देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पर एक इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड का एक रिंक बना हुआ है, जो कि शायद हमें उम्मीद है इस साल कंप्लीट हो जाएगा। और साइड बोर्ड जो कि आपने शायद हर मैचेस में देखा होगा, हमने साइड बोर्ड्स लगाए हैं, जो कि हमें हॉकी फाउंडेशन अमेरिका और कैनेडियन जो कि हमारे वेल विशर्स हैं उन्होंने हमें डोनेट किया हुआ है। ये एक इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड का, अभी हर प्लेयर जो है, हर टीम जो है वो इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड साइज के रिंग पर वो खेलते हैं विद द बोर्ड्स।
Organized by the District Youth Services and Sports Department in collaboration with Ladakh Winter Sports Club Leh, a total of 7 teams participated in the event. Team Kharu sealed their victory by defeating Team Lelok in a furious final match which was organized at the ice hockey rink NDS Sports Complex in Leh. The prizes were distributed and players along with officials were felicitated by guests at the closing ceremony.
खुशी इस बात की है कि इस टाइम लड़कियों का जो प्लेयर्स है वो बहुत ज़्यादा आ रहे हैं, तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है हमें, क्योंकि लड़कियों को आगे बढ़ने का हौसला मिलता है इससे, छोटे जितने भी लड़कियां हैं।
Authorities in the territory are working tirelessly to develop ice hockey as an international sport. The Ice Hockey Men's Championship will also commence in the upcoming days.
At last, we bring you a few short stories about the recent developments and happenings from around the world in our section of World in Focus.
Venice officially kicked off its carnival celebrations with a parade of historical and scenic boats on the Grand Canal. The waterborne parade, representing different organizations and affiliations, made its way along the fabled canals carrying cloaked and masked Venetians, cheered on by visitors on the bridges and piers. The Venice Carnival is world famous. It always takes place during the 10 days leading up to the Christian religious season of Lent, which is traditionally associated with fasting and other forms of abstinence. Carnival, being a pre-Lent festival, means farewell to meat and is celebrated throughout Italy. It was first held in Venice in the 11th century and consisted of over 2 months of revelry until it fell into decline during the 18th century. Since 1980, Japanese company Casio has been developing innovative technologies to help musicians better their performances. Now the Casio Tones CTS-1000V is featuring new vocal synthesis technology that has the ability to bring words to life with the help of 800 stunning tones and other musical tools.
こちらのキーボードはいわゆる普通の、シンセサイザーキーボードとは違って、歌います。でその歌うというのがとてもユニークで、日本では、ボーカロイドというそういう、コンピューターを使って、人工的に人が歌っていない歌声を作るというのはもうポピュラーであるんですけれども、これは英語も日本語も、どっちも歌うことができます。でその歌詞もスマートフォンやタブレットからその歌詞を送って自分の好きなように、こいつを、歌わせることができるので、僕はキーボードというよりかは新しい楽器かなというような感じがします。
このキーボードは、電子キーボードとしてカシオトーンのブランドの中で、一番高いハイグレードなものとして開発されています。でこれまではですね、キーボードっていうのはピアノの音はもちろん、あとギターや管楽器弦楽器のようなたくさんの音を使って一人でワンマン演奏できるというのが基本的なコンセプトの商品だったんですけども、これまで音質は日進月歩で良くなってきてはいるんですけども、最後まで出せない音があったんですね。でそれは何かっていうと人間の声だったんです。ボーカルっていうものがキーボードで再現できないのはやっぱり残念だなというのをずっと考えておりましてね。でその中でたまたま名古屋工業大学というところで研究されている声を使って音楽を奏でるという研究をされてまして、でその技術をカシオの技術と融合させることによって、そしてそれを鍵盤で弾けるようにするっていう技術を開発して、それによって今回鍵盤を使って歌詞を含んだ声ボーカルを演奏することができるという商品を作ったというのがこの商品の経緯コンセプトでございます。
This innovative vocal synthesis allows user to choose from multiple vocalist models and adjust age, vibrato, portamento and other parameters. It can produce choir, robotic sound, vocoder-like textures and more, and even create a custom vocalist based on an audio recording. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization or FAO has launched a new fish farming initiative for farmers and fishmongers in Zimbabwe to support their livelihoods and make fisheries more sustainable. According to FAO, aquaculture in Zimbabwe is struggling to reach its full potential despite the technical progress.
When I entered into the tilapia farming, I thought it was an easy thing to do especially when we started on the construction of ponds. I thought we can just use our picks, our hoes to make the ponds. But later on I discovered that there was need for bigger machineries like excavators.
The project is also aimed to improve food security and contribute to poverty reduction, as well as stimulate economic growth across this landlocked nation. The initiative will invest in value chains to stimulate inclusive growth, bolster food security and minimize impacts on the marine environment. The goal is to make fisheries and aquaculture value chains in Africa, the Caribbean and the Pacific more sustainable. For many people in Zimbabwe, as well as on the rest of the African continent, fish provides a rich resource of essential nutrients. NTT Communications is a representative Japanese company of ICT and DX. NTT Communications is developing robot to manage the function of data center. With many companies moving to DX, the number of data centers is increasing rapidly, thus requiring more reliable management and efficient service delivery. There are a number of subjects like continuous increasing capacity, increased maintenance cost and shortage of staff which needs to be looked after. The developed robots could be brought into use for solving these issues.
NTT としてデータセンターを全世界から20カ国以上で提供しておりまして、年々データセンターは増え続けております。ただしですね、その分データセンターのコストは非常に高くて、ほとんどが人件費になっておりまして、こういったところをこのまま人で頼りすぎていてはですね、お客様に良いデータセンターサービスを提供できなくなってしまいますので、より効率化が図ってデータセンター増え続けてもお客様に安心安全のサービスを提供できるような形で、効率化を目指すためにデータセンターにロボットを導入しております。
NTT Communications is developing the most effective and efficient management of data center. It is the mission as a spearhead company of ICT and DX.
That's all we have for you this week. Your comments and suggestions are important to us. Do give us your feedback at myindia@anin.com. I'm your host Uzma Jafri and it's goodbye from the entire production team.